Welcome everyone.
Nous allons lire un verset du Srimad Bhagavatam.
We will read a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam,
Le 6e chapitre,
first canto, 6th chapter,
verset 21,
Verse.
21, verset 29.
verse 22.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Non, ça n'a pas été discuté hier. Je vais refaire. Tu sais, je l'ai fait.
Là, c'était le Navadoli qui était là.
Bon, je sais, mais elle a pas commencé le verset, elle a voulu le remettre, c'est pour le commenter vite. C'est des versets qui sont très importants. On ne les passe pas comme ça.
There are verses that are really important. We should not pass over them.
Sakrityam darshitam rupam etak kamayate nara makamam sanake sadhu sarvam muchati richayam. Traduction.
Translation.
Ô toi sans péché,
O you without sin,
puisque tu es
since
vrai
you're
et sincère dévot,
my real sincere
tu
devotee,
as été béni par mon apparition.
you were blessed by my appearance
Seulement une fois.
only once.
Ces saints qui sont imprégnés de
These saints
dévotion affectueuse
that
pour
are
moi
infused with affection for me
graduellement
can gradually
abandonner leurs désirs
abandon
par l'action
their desires
intéressée et le renoncement.
by
Commentaire.
fruitive action
Shri
and
Vishwanath
renunciation.
Thakur
Commentary. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur quotes
Mais
Narada,
montre-moi juste une
but show
fois
me
de
even
plus
once,
à moi.
even once more to me. Show
Le
yourself.
Seigneur dit,
The Lord said,
il suffit à une personne de me voir rien qu'une
only
seule fois, même
if one
brièvement,
person
pour
only
qu'elle
sees me
voie
once,
en
even
elle
briefly,
le désir intense d'être
it
avec moi.
will the desire in his heart will appear to be
Celui
with
qui
me.
a un faible
The
désir
one
le matin,
who has a
un
weak
faible
desire
amour,
to attain me,
ne
a
peut
weak love,
voir le pur amour de Dieu
cannot
apparaître
see
en lui.
pure love of God appear in
Mon
his heart.
habitude est que je me montre
My
une seule
habit
fois
is
à
that I
une
show
personne qui
myself
pratique
only
le
once
service de dévotion,
to that person who practices devotional service
donc le corps matériel avec lequel il est engagé.
with the material body in which he is engaged. He is able to see me once he engages in devotion,
Et qui est doté d'amour pour moi.
and in which he is equipped with love for me.
L'état de l'amour de Dieu,
The immature stage of love of God,
expérimenté dans le corps
experienced
pratiquant,
in the body of a
mûrit
practicing
jusqu'à
devotee,
réaliser un jeune état
matures
dans le corps spirituel éternel, citadelle.
matures into the Siddha Deha,
Ceci
the
est
eternal
dû
form
à
of the
une
devotee.
augmentation de l'amour de Dieu,
This is created by
venant
the
de la
increasing
séparation
of pure love of
expérimentée
God that
pour moi.
comes from separation
Et le
experienced
désir
from
de
me,
me revoir.
and the desire to see me
Ces
again.
prémices de l'amour de Dieu
The beginning
donnent
of
au
pure love
dévot
of God gives
de me voir
the devotee
constamment et de me servir directement.
opportunity to see me directly and
Moi
serve me
seul connais le
directly.
processus
Only me
pour combler les
knows the
désirs de mon
process
dévot.
by which I
Lui
can
n'en
fulfill
a
the
pas
desires of my
connaissance.
devotees. He doesn't know
Celui
about
qui
it.
me désire sans jamais
The
m'avoir
one who
vu
desires
est
me
bien
without
libre
seeing
de
me
tout désir pour la réjouissance
and who is
terrestre.
freed from desires from material enjoyment.
Srila Vishwanath Sri Thakur
Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur
explique que
explains
cette
that
déclaration ne s'adresse
this
pas directement
declaration
à Narada,
is not addressed
puisqu'il
directly to
n'avait
Narada,
aucun désir
since
matériel,
he didn't
étant
have
déjà
any
au
material
niveau de l'amour
desires,
de Dieu.
because he was
En
already at the
parlant
level
ainsi,
of pure love of
le
God.
Seigneur
Speaking like
montre
this,
la manière
the
dont
Lord
la
shows the
dévotion se
way
manifeste
by
en un
which
dévot.
devotion manifests
De
itself in the
plus,
heart of the
en parlant
devotee.
ainsi,
Also, by
il
speaking like
augmente
this,
l'humilité de
he
Narada.
increases the humility of Narada Muni.
Umaganativiram Tasya Kedam Jalam Shalakaya Chakshurmaditam Jana Tasmai Shiklavana Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Testaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Dinamini. Namaste Saraswati Devi, Kulavani Prachalini, Nirveshesha Sunyavati Prachalini. Donc,
So, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur
explique que c'est la manière
explains
que le Seigneur procède.
this is the way the Lord proceeds.
Dans une vie,
In one life,
une personne devient
a
extrêmement
person
sincère
becomes extremely sincere,
et elle devient engagée
and
par
that
la
person
miséricorde
becomes
du pur dévot.
engaged by the mercy of the pure devotees
Dans le processus du service de dévotion.
in its conditioned state in the process of
Et par la
devotional
miséricorde
service,
du Seigneur
and by
suprême,
the mercy of the Supreme Lord,
quand son désir est très fort,
when the desire of the devotee is very strong, then the Lord appears.
et à partir de là,
And
naturellement, qu'est-ce
from
que
now
va
on,
désirer le dévot?
what does
Voir le
the
Seigneur.
devotee desires is to see the Lord.
À partir de là, une personne
From,
est sans désir matériel.
from this moment on, a person is without material desires. Before, it's not possible.
Parce que là, le désir,
Because there, the desire
parce
is
que
pure.
l'expérience a été pure.
Because the experience was pure.
Et automatiquement,
And automatically,
quand le dévot
when the devotee
quitte le corps,
leaves the body,
Vishwanath Chakravarti
Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains, he obtains a spiritual body.
C'est comme un éclair.
It's just like a lightning.
En fait,
In
on
fact,
dit
we say
obtenir un corps spirituel.
obtaining
Là,
a spiritual body,
Thakur explique
but the
qu'il y a
soul,
un corps
Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains,
éternel,
has an eternal body
hein, fait
made
d'éternité, de connaissance
of
et de
eternity, bliss, and knowledge. It's not that the soul
comme quand l'âme elle prend un corps matériel.
keeps a body just like it has a material body. Its spiritual body manifests itself.
Parfois, il y a une mauvaise compréhension
Sometimes
de ce
there's
sujet.
a wrong understanding
Il y
about
a
this.
même des yogis
Even
qui
some
expliquent
yogis explain that the soul
couverte
is
de
covered
différentes couches, comme
by
le corps
different
spirituel,
coverings,
le corps éthérique,
like a spiritual
des
body.
mauvaises compréhensions.
These are wrong understandings.
L'âme, c'est pas
The
simplement
soul is not simply
un atome de conscience, c'est une personne.
atomic of consciousness. It is a person.
Quand elle est dans une
When the
position
soul
marginale,
is in a marginal position,
alors elle ne peut pas
so
manifester cette forme pleinement.
it cannot
Cette
manifest
conscience.
that form fully, this consciousness of
Mais quand
Krishna.
elle voit le Seigneur,
But when the soul sees Krishna,
c'est expliqué qu'elle
it
ne
is
peut pas le
explained
voir avec des sens
that the
matériels.
soul cannot see the Lord with
Quand
material
Vamanadev
senses.
est apparu
When Vamanadev appeared
à ses parents,
to his
Kashyapa
parents,
et
Kashyapa
Aditi,
and Aditi,
il n'avait pas un corps matériel.
he didn't have a material body. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says
Que cette forme n'est pas
that this
visible
form
avec les yeux matériels.
is not visible with material eyes,
Et le Seigneur a fait que
but
cette
the
forme
Lord
devient visible.
made his
Sans
form
qu'il prenne
visible
une forme matérielle,
without
temporelle.
him needing to take a temporary
À travers
material
sa
form.
puissance interne,
Through his internal
Chit
potency,
Shakti,
Chit Shakti,
il a manifesté une
he
forme
manifested a form,
spirituelle,
a spiritual form,
adaptée au
adapted
désir de ses parents,
to the desire of his parents,
adaptée pour qu'elle soit visible dans le monde matériel, visible aux yeux des dévots,
in a way that it is
visible aux
visible
sages,
to the eyes of the demigods, the sages, the common beings.
Or, les êtres ordinaires
But ordinary beings,
pensent
they think
que lorsque le Seigneur
that
vient,
when the
il se
Lord
déchaîne.
comes,
C'est la fameuse doctrine
they think that when he
chrétienne.
comes, he becomes a flesh,
Le Seigneur
he
ne
comes
peut pas
into
venir
flesh,
dans son corps spirituel.
that the Lord cannot come in
Mais
a spiritual
les Védas
form.
réfutent cet argument.
But the Vedas, they refute this argument
Parce que l'énergie matérielle,
because the material energy,
Maya Dakshina Prakriti, cette énergie
Maya Dakshina
matérielle,
Prakriti, this material energy,
elle est contrôlée par le Seigneur.
is controlled by the Lord, but it is
Le
inferior.
Seigneur,
The Lord,
Srila Prabhupada explique,
Srila
jamais
Prabhupada
il
explains, never he touches the
elle reste
material
toujours
energy.
loin de lui.
She always stays far from
Jamais
him.
elle n'approche le Seigneur
Never does she
suprême. Elle
approaches
avance.
the Supreme Lord. She is
Pourtant, cette même
feeling
énergie, Durga,
bad because it is explained.
est
But
une
this energy,
expansion,
Durga,
en fait, est une
is an expansion,
réalité
is a
pervertie
perverted
de l'énergie
reality
transcendantale
of the transcendental
de
energy,
félicité du Seigneur suprême.
of bliss
Srila
of the Supreme Lord Sri Radha.
Devi est une manifestation
So Maya
de Sri
Devi
Radha.
is a manifestation of Sri Radha.
Mais cette
But
Swarup Shakti,
this Varup
quand elle
Shakti,
s'inverse,
when
elle devient
it becomes
l'énergie
reflected,
matérielle.
It becomes the material energy.
Quand elle devient atomique,
When it
infime,
becomes
elle devient
atomic,
l'énergie
infinite,
marginale.
finite, then it becomes the
Une même
marginal
énergie
energy.
développe d'autres énergies.
The same energy expresses itself into
Mais
different
jamais le
energies.
Seigneur ne vient
But never does the Lord
à travers son énergie matérielle.
comes through his
Jamais il
material
touche
energy.
l'énergie
Never
matérielle.
does he
Et les
touches
acharyas,
the
comme
material
Srila
energy.
Bhaktisiddhanta
The acharyas like Srila
Saraswati
Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati
l'expliquent
Thakur Srila
avant
Prabhupada
que le Seigneur ne
explains
vienne,
that before the Lord comes,
son monde apparaît.
his
d'une
world
manière partielle
appears
dans le monde matériel.
in a partial way in the material
Et ses
world.
associés.
And his associates also.
Jamais le Seigneur
Never
ne entre
does the Lord enters,
directement en
does he
contact
enter
avec l'énergie matérielle.
directly in contact with the material energy.
De la même manière,
In the same way,
lorsqu'un dévot voit le Seigneur,
when a devotee sees the Lord,
c'est une miséricorde spéciale
it is
accordée par le Seigneur.
a special mercy that is
Et à partir
given
de
by the
là,
Supreme
une fois
Lord.
qu'il peut voir le Seigneur,
And when he can see the Lord
alors,
from this time,
même une
then
fois,
even once,
on
if he
parle d'un vrai
sees,
darshan,
we talk about a real darshan,
une imagination
not just
mentale comme on chante.
a mental imagination.
Vraiment, comme je te vois, et
We see him face to face, just like I see you, like a darshan, face to face.
c'est pas de l'imagination.
It's
À
not
partir de là, en
imagination.
fait, quand le Seigneur
From
se
this
met,
moment
le
on,
dévot,
when the Lord
il
appears,
devient comme Parikshit Maharaj qui
the
a été
devotee
dans
becomes
son
like
terrain,
Parishik Maharaj,
sa mère, le
who
Seigneur
saw the
se
Lord
traite
in the
protéger,
womb of his
il
mother,
cherche
who
ses
was protecting him. He started to search him everywhere.
et c'est ce qui lui
And,
donne de l'atteindre dans sa prochaine vie. Et
and
Vishnu
in his next life, he gives him the opportunity to attain him. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains that in his next life, he appears in Boma Vrindavan in the pastimes of the Lord. And Vishwanath explains, this is the process that the Lord gave to us. This is what Vishwanath explains. So we could say, oh, it didn't happen to me. I didn't see the Lord. It's not easy, no? What will we do before that? We will quarrel. We will fight against our desires. The point is, to come back to Krishna, we need to desire it. When you have one desire, then naturally things will happen. If you have other desires, why would the Lord will not fulfill your desires? Even to see a sunset, we can go back to the material one, even for that desire, just for that, because we have a desire deep within us. The proof is, how many amongst us thought about, oh, I can't do it anymore, I would like to travel a bit, I want a break. We always complain, we're never satisfied. But someone who has no desires is always satisfied, no matter how Krishna puts him in whichever situation he is put. It is interesting, the pure devotee, everyone he can be beaten, he can be rejected, criticized. It doesn't move an inch, his devotion. But someone who is not pure, as soon as there's a problem, he laments himself, he wants to leave, he wants to reject the Lord. This is the proof that his experience is not very elevated. The more the experience is deep, the more the devotee can accept test. And it's possible also that Krishna gave him a big test, great test, because through these challenges, the devotee, Krishna establishes the standard of pure devotion. We see, for example, in the life of Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada was so much tested. In a way, he even made a comment on Bhagavad Gita and it was stolen. Great devotees of the Lord, they're tested. Why? Because the Lord asked them things that nobody else will accept. It's like this. And ordinary people, they say, oh, he's committing mistakes. They are not mistakes. It's simply because Krishna asks the devotee to do things, the devotee does it. The devotee doesn't have any choice. He knows he knows really that it will fall on his head, just like stars falling. But he does it because he has no choice. He knows anyway that he will receive. Everyone will be against him. That everyone will say he is crazy. someone who is deviated, whatever, but he has no choice because this is the order of the Supreme Lord. Sometimes a great Vaishnava can accomplish things that people cannot understand. And people say, only a crazy person can do that. But this is the nature of Krishna, to test his devotee. And it is Krishna's nature to purify his devotee. And he wants that his devotee, he wants to purify the heart of his devotee. So he makes a situation so that everyone criticizes him, to keep him humble. The whole planet, the whole universe, oh, look at this person. Everywhere he goes, he is rejected, criticized. It can be like that. Krishna can do unimaginable things. And after this devotee, Krishna decides, he passed the test. He's my devotee. Now I will glorify him. And after it can be completely different. Everyone approaches him, everyone asks for forgiveness. And after that, generation after generation, they glorify him. This is what happened with Srila Prabhupada. You understand? This is Krishna's game. When Prabhupada changed certain things, many people criticized him, even his god brothers. And finally, he is glorified, not by everyone. There are still some rebels, but intelligent people glorify Srila Prabhupada like a great Vaishnava. In fact, often the Vaishnava says he is the greatest Vaishnava. But all Vaishnavas are the greatest because the associates of the Lord, they have a special place. They are irreplaceable. They cannot be replaced. They are as good as the Supreme Lord himself. When we see descriptions of the associates of the Lord, for example, when Sridham and Krishna are described, Sridham is described as beautiful as Krishna. Who, besides a person who has qualities like Krishna, can be Krishna's most intimate friend? You understand? We are in an unlimited world. It's not that the Supreme Lord has unlimited qualities and he has little frogs surrounding him, croaking. Huh? Crowing. Crows. It's not full of crows. It is, the associate is a receptacle of his love. The Lord, he puts his own love in the devotee. This is why when we become a devotee of the Lord, the more we become a devotee, the more we obtain extraordinary qualities, because intimacy with Krishna, whether someone is a Saka or someone is a Saki on the side of Srimati Radharani, everyone receive their heart. It's a principle of love. But in the transcendental world, the fact is that Radha and Krishna love each other. And there's a theme of meeting and also an aspect of separation. And all the associates of the Lord are engaged in this meeting and this separation. And this meeting and separation, they give feelings in Radha and in Krishna. The one who does not understand these feelings is not a devotee. The pure devotee is someone who can share feelings And from there, he has a
Pour
particular
unir
service to unite Radha and
pour
Krishna,
soigner le cœur de Radha et Krishna,
and
pour
also
les yeux.
to
Avant, c'était
heal
pas
their
vraiment.
hearts.
C'est ce qu'on appelle
Before,
la
he's not a pure
Vidibhakti.
devotee. That's what we call Vaidhi Bhakti. Vaidhi Bhakti means we have to purify our senses, purify our desires,
Pour qu'on puisse
so that we can
un jour
one day
ressentir cette paix dans
receive
notre cœur.
these things and feel these things in our heart. But to be a pure devotee is very elevated.
C'est super.
It's very elevated.
Maintenant, en
Now,
fait, on assiste beaucoup à un
we
mouvement religieux
assist a lot in a religious movement of Vaishnavism.
Les dévots, ils parlent même
Devotees,
ils sont même pas
they
conscients.
don't even speak about this. They're not even conscious of this.
C'est devenu presque une religion.
It has become almost a religion.
Au temps de Mahaprabhu,
But during the time of Mahaprabhu's time, we could not speak about religion. Everyone was living on a transcendental plane, infused with very intimate internal feelings. But of course, with the propagation of this movement and the unqualification of the living beings, it became more and more religious, to the point that even when we speak about elevated spiritual things, we are seen as deviated. You understand? Everything becomes opposite, reversed. This is the nature of religion. When someone has a realization, if he has a powerful contact, intimate contact with the Lord, it becomes someone like an enemy for religious people. It's normal. It was always like this. And it will always stay like this. We should not worry about that. Simply, those who become mature spiritually, they will not be able to be just satisfied in religion. They will want a more elevated association. And there will always be qualified Vaishnavas to give that association. It's not necessarily because someone is an acharya that is situated in this intimacy. The acharya, for example, there are many acharyas in the world. Some are qualified in rules, they know Sanskrit, but it doesn't mean that they are in this level of realization. They have the realizations. Even someone at the level of Ruchi, it's something that is very elevated. To have taste for chanting, to chant the whole day, to be simply absorbed in the nectar of the holy name, it's very elevated. But that Radha and Krishna shares to you their intimate feelings, it is a much higher level. And this is extremely rare. But the one who is sincere and who searches, Krishna will help him to find that association.